Hello everybody, and welcome to a quick episode of War Thunder, sort of. Basically, the servers are going to be scheduled for maintenance tomorrow. Now, this usually happens when new patches are coming out. As we were told before, patch 1.45 is meant to come out this year, this month. It's the 15th as I'm recording this, so only about 15-16 days left for it to come out. We've been told a bunch of new tanks have been put on the dev blog, the M4A3E2 and the T32, and we've been told about this scheduled maintenance. Now, if we go to the Russian website though, quickly translate that, they say it's down to an upgrade. And if we go to the dev server, it's 1.45 and it's been upgraded to Steel Generals Arrived. And a lovely little picture of the Grants and Shermans. So I believe we may possibly, and this is only a possible, be getting the patch 1.45 tomorrow. Scheduled for 8 o'clock GMT till about 12 o'clock GMT that the servers will be down. So we might be getting 1.45 tomorrow. I'm going to quickly do a where the different planes going to be as well. Just to see if that can help people, but we didn't actually get that much from the dev server, so it's not going to be too much for help, I'm afraid, but I'll do the best I can. Now, first check tree we'll be looking at is the Americans. I'm sort of having to go by my previous episode and the preliminary patch notes we were given. I thought there'd be more aircraft, but they haven't actually told us of any other aircraft. The F2H, new American jet, will be going here, just to be between the F8F and the F9F. Tier 5, obviously. I'm not sure of the battle rating. I think they're mainly preliminary on the dev server. So it'll go between the F9F and F8Fs. So that will be an extra barrier between getting some of the American top tier jets, unfortunately. The Germans didn't actually get a new jet. They got an upgraded Arado. They could possibly get an Arado C. They haven't shown it in the dev server or any of the patch notes, but they are quite similar aircraft. I think one has 2 engines, or the C has like 4 engines. Sorry. So maybe they'll throw that in as a bit of a surprise. But again, not guaranteed. They haven't mentioned it in the dev server or the patch notes. The Russians will be getting the I-1610. This will go between the Type 5 and the Type 10. So it shouldn't get in the way of any research because it's quite early on, and because it's grouped with these aircraft, I think you only have to get the first one to move on. So that shouldn't get in the way of anything. The British Canberra, I can't remember the name of it, but it gets the 20mm cannons. That'll be after the B Mark II, so again, it'll be an extra plane to get, but it won't get in the way of anything, which should be helpful for people. Now, Japan. Japan's getting 2 aircraft, the J2M3 and the KI-43I, KI-43 3I, or 3, whatever the name is. The J2M is going to be going between the M1K2 and the J7W, so an extra aircraft to go through to get to the Sabre and the Kitsuka J7W1 will also be good, because at the moment you need 6 aircraft to get to tier 5, so that means getting both of the bombers, all of these aircraft, or 2 of these aircraft. Basically, you've got 7 choices out, and you need 6, so you'd have to get a bomber. With the J2M, you should theoretically be able to do it without getting a bomber. We're also getting the KI-43 3I, again, name, I'm not sure the name exactly. That will be going between the KI-61 Hei and the KI-61 Koen Otsu. So, again, quite low down. What tier is it? Sorry, I had to recheck the old video. It'll be a tier 3, so about mid. It'll be kind of annoying if you've just got to tier 3 and you want to get to the KI 200 or something. But, again, it shouldn't be too much of an obstacle. Quickly moving on to the tanks, so we're getting the Panzer III J and the Panzer IV Orfs E. Panzer J will go between the F and the J1. The Panzer IV E will go between the F and the C. So, again, shouldn't affect you too much because quite low tiers, so hopefully most people will have got past these tanks already. The only other German tanks are the bundle and the premium. They'll be over here, so they won't get in the way of any progression. Of course, we'll be getting the American tanks, but again, we haven't got them anyway, so they won't be. It's not like they'll be blocking the way for anyone. So don't really need a video on where they'll be in the tech tree. Now, the Russians are getting the SMK and the M4A2. Again, premiums, they'll be over here, so they won't get in the way. BT5, I believe, is actually going to be before the BT7. So, pretty much everyone's going to have, it's not going to block the way for anyone. Everyone's going to have passed it already. So, there you shouldn't have any problems there, really. Now, like I said, I'm not aware of any other aircraft being added in. They have mentioned other aircraft being added in like the Q&A that Lassard does. I believe he mentioned the Focke-Wulf 200, but they haven't mentioned anything in the dev server or the preliminary patch notes or anywhere else. So I'm going to assume they're either secret editions or they had to push some stuff back to get it out on time this year. Which is a bit of a shame. They did also say the Italian tech tree was meant to come out at the end of the year, so I think there was a bit of a delay with patch 1.43, because that was meant to come out in August, didn't happen till like October. I think that everything's sort of been pushed back a few months, so I think it is going to be a bit of a bare bone patch with regards to planes. Tanks, obviously we're getting the American tech tree, so tanks, this is definitely a tank patch, really. But anyway, sorry it's a bit of a short video. I'm sorry this come at such short notice. I'm afraid it's probably not going to help many people because there's only a few hours left, but I've only just found out about this today. As soon as I found out about it, I've gone and recorded this, and if it helps one or two people. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Leave a like if you like the video, subscribe if you like these sorts of videos, leave feedback. I could always do with more feedback. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.